Hello and welcome back here to game number 2 between Unknown Team versus Infinity Esports. Unknown, they have to step it up here. Bowie is here with me. Fantastic person, and I'm aponzeus. Now, Grimstroke first pick. You talked about that hero a little bit earlier. Why do they go for this here as their first pick?
Well, I think generally speaking, like Greenstroke is a pretty solid hero. He just does a lot of everything,
Mm-hmm.
so it's an overall okay first pick. I guess it really feels like they love this Bloodseeker guy, so maybe they'll wait a little bit to see if it's a good Bloodseeker game, and then they can go for it and still gonna look awesome with the Grimstroke on top of it. If that's not the case, then they can just go for something completely different that, either uses or doesn't use Grimstroke's kit. But I don't know, man. This Infinity opener is so good. Mars is, like, by far one of the best offlaners in competitive, and he can be flexed to 5, 2, and 3. And then you pair that with Snapfire. This is such an obnoxiously strong lane. I don't even I don't know what to even lane here, because like you get spear into Mars W into Q and W. That's like 600 damage at level 2 or level 3. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. And even like that, the laning prowess, then the team fight of Arena plus Mortimer's Kisses,
Oh
and
yeah.
just the Snapfire versatility of how you can use the cookie, how you might even have minus armor against towers. Um, very, very strong opener here for Infinity. And Unknown, they're gonna go with an early Void Spirit pick. Of course, now able to ban out the counters to that Void Spirit. How do you feel about that hero being picked up in the first phase after a game like number 1 that we just had?
I think it's fine. I do like the concept of having a core that doesn't care about arena, right? So you do
Mm-hmm.
have two ways of just leaving the arena. You're super mobile for Snapfire, so that part is good. Uh, what kind of scares me is that I think the value of the two heroes that they have is not as good as Infinity. I would say like what Infinity has is two S tier heroes, and what Unknown has is two A tier. Which in a good draft they can still make this a decent one. But there's a reason Mars is almost always a first phase ban, and I'm not sure Mirana is really in that same tier of a hero.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see though.
One ban that I wanted to ask you a little bit about, the Brewmaster ban. I have not seen that hero all that often. Has it come back as an offlaner?
I mean, I think this is a specialist hero, so it can definitely be good in the right hands. So basically, what that tells me is that they are afraid of the Brewmaster there, or maybe they want to go for a sort of illusion hero, because he does have that AOE dispel that does a lot of
Mm-hmm.
damage to illusions and units. So if they want to play either Naga, PL, Terrorblade, it is definitely an annoying hero to be against.
Yep.
We'll see if they go for that route of a hero. They did play the Gyrocopter in that first game. Felt really good.
Gonna go for the disruptor here. And you mentioned during our part after the first game, you would like for Unknown Team to have a few more like good stuns, especially from the offlane, not the Bloodseeker. It is getting rough finding those heroes because Tidehunter has been banned out, Mars has been picked, Legion Commander has
Yeah.
been banned out, Beastmaster is gone. What's even left here for Unknown Team?
That is a good question. I think I wouldn't mind. I mean, now you put me on a spot. The offlaners are leaving my brain as I
You're an
try and
analyst. Tell
muster
me right
energy.
now.
Well, uh, I don't know. I think maybe. I guess Hoodwink's not played as an offlaner nearly as much as used to be. Spirit Breaker is a hero we see in the offlaner in the offlane a little bit recently. I think maybe I don't know. Even like a Pangolier would be better than
Mm.
the Bloodseeker we had
Mhm.
that game. But it doesn't really synergize that well with Dream. Besides the fact that you do get two heroes very close to each other, so even though it doesn't necessarily synergize with Soulbind, it's still like okay with Pango. But I'm not sure if that's a hero that they like. I agree. I think Infinity did a really good job in that sense. But with Dreamstroke, because if he's a position 4, you do get, a pretty reliable stun, and as long as you have a mobility of style of offlaner like Pango, you can easily get those ink swells off and do
Mhm.
some pretty decent damage.
I'm also thinking just like a little bit old style when Grimstroke first came out, there was the Doom plus Grimstroke.
Hmm.
That's
Yep.
maybe something to consider. It's also like if there's a strong mid laner that Infinity is gonna pick up, you can Doom that or the safe lane or maybe even both with the Soulbind.
True.
Something
True.
to potentially look out for here.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting that they actually didn't ban Doom on the side of Infinity, considering they banned 3 offlaners and Grimstroke was picked. So maybe they're not scared about the Doom. They feel like they don't really play a good Doom on the side of Unknown, or they just have the answers to it. So
Mhm.
that's pretty interesting. And now they go for an Oracle on the side of Unknown. It is nice to have that sustain against what's possibly a super scary lane on the Snapfire Mars. And you do have that magic immunity that comes from the Oracle's W, so that
Mhm.
might be able to negate a lot of damage once the Mars and Snapfire have their ults up.
Yeah, it feels like right now Infinity are very heavy commitment with the Mars Snapfire, and I feel like Oracle is very good against that. Simply put a false promise on it, and Yuguchi. And the Juggernaut pick. Good all around position 1. It feels like a very good lane against Mars.
Yeah, it is. It is. Jugger is a natural Mars counter because it's very easy to just dodge the spear. But I do feel like once again, because of this Oracle and Juggernaut pick, they had decent amount of stuns with their first 2 picks, and now they literally picked 0 again.
Mm-hmm.
So I do wonder if that's gonna become a problem in the future. I also feel like they don't really have a gank squad, like a proper gank squad so far. You have this Grim and Void Spirit that work relatively well together. Once again, a lot of pressure on the offlaner from Unknown to kind of tie things up and make this a good draft.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, as
Infinity, I think they need a carry. They could pick their carry. Oh, so
oh
this is Snapfire
this
offlane,
Snapfire
mid
off lane,
Snapfire.
Mars mid. We've seen some Snapfire mid.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's cool.
That is definitely an answer to a Juggernaut. Now there's no spin TP available anymore. As long as the Tusk is in the area with the Walrus Punch, just punch him into the air.
True. I also really like the fact that now they have 3 strength cores against a lineup that doesn't scale in damage that well. Like in the first levels, Oracle is always going to be one of the highest DPS heroes, but Void Spirit doesn't get that much damage. Juggernaut, his damage is relying on a huge cooldown with his Omni Slash. Um, so I like this tankiness aspect of Infinity. Regardless of Snapfire being a core or not, it's always going to be that bulky hero.
Yeah. Also, just thinking about if this is Mars mid and then Snapfire Tusk offlane, Little Shredder plus tag team is
Oh,
going to
yeah.
shred.
Oh yeah, that's a super good combo.
So we'll have to see here, and that's also what Unknown Team is thinking here. They're banning out the safe laners now for Infinity. No, sorry, for Unknown Team, they're still looking for the offlaner. I was thinking the Earthshaker or the Sand King for them, so they have some stuns.
Sand King is really good because you get the way to get out of the arena, and at the same time it is damage, which I think they lack. But they actually take the Timber. They do have a lot of strength heroes, so it's also a solid choice. Yeah, I like the Sand King. We talked about Doom, but I think it's so reliant on that OT, and they already have like some pretty big cooldowns, but they go for it anyways. Okay.
Just as we said it. Yeah, they're
It's a
gonna have
fine
a.
hero, but I really like Sand King just because Arena's gonna be super important here, and they go for Razor.
Oh, it is
Yeah, fast
offlane
hero.
Tusk and position for Snapfire. That
Hmm.
that seems like such a good lane against the Juggernaut. And that was the lane that Unknown was like, hey, we're gonna pick a good lane against the Mars, and then the Mars is not nowhere there.
Exactly. This is why Mars is so good because you don't care about flexing it at all. It's always gonna be decent anywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
really good draft by Infinity. I'm not sure about this Doom. I feel like this can either go really well for Unknown or could look very similar to game 1 where like this Doom is level 4, Razor is level 7, Doom has to jungle, and then like what do you do, right? You have this Juggernaut that wants to jungle, you have a Void Spirit that needs to farm U Scepter, and Oracle is not gonna gank squad with Grimstroke,
The Oracle
right?
gang, careful. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, I like you said in game 1, you felt like Unknown Team has the slight edge in the draft, and it we saw how it ended. Not good for Unknown Team, and now you're saying you even feel like Infinity has quite the edge in this draft here. So Unknown, you better come prepared. You better be prepared to make moves. I feel like is gonna be the name of the game for them.
And I think it's also like a vibe thing, you know. I guess this doesn't really sound technical, but the way they were drafting on the side of Unknown was very reactive. You see like Mars a snap, and you're like, oh, I guess we're kind of screwed. So let's pick Jug, a counter pick. You know, it's such a simplistic way of thinking about drafting. I'm not saying like their draft is simplistic, but you know, usually very good teams they have a plan, and they will just draft it regardless of this possible lane pick, especially because it was very early, so they had to know Mars could be anywhere really.
Yeah.
So I think it feels like Infinity, the way they're drafting is much more, we have a plan and we're gonna execute it. I don't care what Unknown's gonna pick. Whereas with Unknown, it feels like they're scared, you know.
And it's also you mentioned oh, SHCCD is going to see that there's a word there. Oh, and they get it in
They get it.
a little bit of a cheeky play there. You mentioned vibe. I also just felt like the way that Infinity insta snap picked that race, so you can feel like they're also in a certain vibe where they're just like we're just feeling good about right now. Like they pick the offlane Tusk, which I'm very excited to see. That's gonna
Oh,
be
for sure.
a lot of
I
bucks.
felt like Offlane Tusk was dead once they killed Necro, because that was really, Necronomicon with tag team was the shit back in the day. But nowadays, I don't really know how you play this, but I'm really excited. I think it's really good versus Jug because you have the snowball way of just moving away from the Blade Fury. It's also a way to save people. So Mariano, I think this is gonna be a really fun Tusk game.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that's gonna go. Now the mid lane, Soul could know that this was gonna be a Mars mid. How do you feel about Void Spirit versus Mars?
I think it is not fun for the Void Spirit. I think Mars just like the lane is pretty even, generally speaking, but as a Mars, you definitely want to be able to solo kill the enemy middle, like that's the dream, and I don't think that really is accomplished here, just because Void Spirit has that dissimulate ability. He's probably gonna get either level 3 or level 5. So I think like the Void Spirit as a mid hero is probably a more solid choice, because it's just easier for you to gank people. Mars relies on Blink Dagger, and Void Spirit only relies on levels.
And already up top, it feels like this is a very favored lane for the Razor together with the Disruptor. Just the lightning, too strong.
Yeah.
Too strong.
Yeah. It's super annoying. They did a good job with the lane though. Unknown, they're farming very close to their tower, so it's harder for Infinity to pressure, but they do get that pull. So let's see how they're gonna do with the lanes now. Like it's really all about those pulls
Oh
and the
no,
lane
Moonlight
and the lane.
load. Do they have enough damage is going to be the question. No, he's just gonna... He doesn't have a salve, so he is very low at HP.
Yeah, but quick fingers there. He realizes Glimpse was not skilled, so he can TP. Very nicely done.
Meanwhile, bottom, so far the Juggernaut is able to get his farm, so that's good for him. But a big wave coming in for Mariano, who is building bracers, I believe, just has 2 gauntlets of strength, and then the phase boots. I feel like the longer this lane goes, the better it will be for the Tusk.
Yeah, for sure. I really want to see this tag team with Lil Shredder, because not only it's a fast attack, but the Midas armor is also there. So That's really cool.
Yeah. But like, if they get on top of the Oracle with that combo, I feel like the Oracle just disappears.
Exactly.
They are making a good job of just pushing in. Oh, that's gonna be the little shredder gonna be used onto Argus, forcing the spin. As at the same time up top, they get the kill onto the Disruptor. Moonlight, however, is going to pay the price for it, and Parker gonna find a solo kill for himself.
Yeah, they do get first blood, as you said, but because the Doom has to TP and they also kill the Grimstroke, that's almost even, or even like better for Infinity. That's sometimes dying as a support is good, and I mean, sure, it's first blood, but now Prada can go back. He actually brings the items for Parker, gives him a couple of mangoes.
Yeah, and it's just like Parker is gonna have such a good game now as this Razor.
Yeah. And I believe the kill was actually not Doom's, right? It was Grimstrokes. So
Yes, it
not
was Grimstrokes.
not the best outcome for Unknown.
As in the mid lane, PvP says it feels good to be this good. He is really good.
Oh, Mars. So much self-esteem. I wish I had half of that.
Oh. That's...
Doom dies.
They at
he
least
gets
cancel the
salvo?
self, so that's good. Oh, and the courier.
What? Parker? Hello?
Okay. That does just a little present there.
All right. And I really like what Moonlight is doing here, just tanking those creeps, making sure the creep equilibrium stays favor to them, and that's also a lot of experience that No Name's not gonna lose.
Oh, bottom. They got on top of the Oracle. Oracle is dead.
Fair. I mean, despite all of that, this is a much better showing from Unknown, I think.
For sure. I felt like right now they're playing the lanes better than they did in game 1, but it is also going to come down. I feel like for Infinity, like this Razor, he is going to get pretty big, and this Tusk also. That's going to be a snowball. Now looking to go onto Mariano. He is low. Arceus doesn't have not quite enough damage. He's going to salve up now and looking to go back in with the Snapfire here. Tag team up. Oh no. Oh no. And feeling. That's just going to be another kill onto the Oracle.
Wow, that's so much damage, actually. Jeez.
And actually, in terms of cooldown, it like lines up pretty much perfectly at level 2. Both 20 seconds, 21 and 20. At the same time, up top, Moonlight. Just leading him on a little bit of a goose chase.
Right. So Arceus gonna start jungling a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, the kill score, could be deceptive a little bit. I really feel like Unknown, like, even in terms of CS, right? At this stage in that game, every single hero in Infinity was miles ahead in terms of creep score, whereas now it's pretty even, I would say.
Yeah, they're still having a slight lead, it feels like, in nearly every lane. Mid lane is surprisingly even. Oh, there's going to be a DD on the Snapfire, instantly purged by the Oracle, however.
And I mean, there's even a level advantage there of Mariano over Arceus. He just gets his level 5 now.
Yeah. That is just the kills that the Tusk was involved in. He got both of those kills for himself. It's in the mid lane. One astral step. Okay, nothing more. Up top, however, they're trying to go on to No Name. Glimpse away, so... Oh, that was a beautiful glimpse there. And No Name... yeah, he's dead. Device,
Run away, my friend.
He's running quite fast. Okay. Forces him to use some more mana. So
True. Delays the farm of the Razor a little bit. Moonlight, though, getting some stacks. I guess they don't really have a really good stack farming hero, though. Like, it's gonna be
did
this
you see
juggernaut.
in the dire triangle? That's a pretty big hard camp stack.
Wow. All right, so that's definitely gonna be Mars. He can kill that.
Once he has maxed out that God's Rebuke, it's gonna be easy peasy. Even maybe just before, like Spear plus God's Rebuke deals a lot of
Yeah,
damage.
cooldown was pretty low. Yeah. Oh, Mariana actually going for the Echo Saber Tusk.
Oh.
Very interesting.
He's gonna go on to the Juggernaut here, trying to fight until his last life. Snowball gonna be there, but is going to die and lose that duel. So that's a good kill here for unknown team.
Definitely. Oh, look at the smoking though. Can they find
they're
No
gonna
Name?
go on to No Name. Doom has No Name.
Feels bad, man. Whew, 0-3, but in this game, it definitely feels like he's the only core that's feeling like really sad. Everyone else on side of Unknown having a game at least. So interested to see how that's gonna pan out. Moonlight also probably gonna be level 6 at 10 minutes, and that's when Doom and Grimstroke can play together and we can get those Omega cool combos. Oh, the glimpse! Look at Prada!
Oh,
No, Doom!
He's
No!
ready.
Oh, what?
Oh, it's gonna be glimpsed now. Still back to base.
Oh, no. That's the worst feeling.
I feel so bad. You know, I'm missing a little bit the voice lines here from this Disruptor. He has fantastic voice line.
True.
They're trying to kill
Come on,
me is
Prada.
such a good line. Such a good line.
Yeah.
As, bottom, it's just Mariano all alone. Farming himself off the storm.
Yeah, this is...
Parker gonna go for the straight BKB. Do you think we're gonna see the refresher orb afterwards?
Yeah, it's a pretty standard, very normal build. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's either that or maybe he could go for a Sanjin Yasha just for the status resistance versus
They're
Doom.
gonna go for the Disruptor, but he gets the cage out with the cookie. They're gonna pay the price for this attempt. As Doom tried to go for the Doom there. I don't think you would have wanted to go for it, although Soul is here. It's under his tower now, and Parker, very tanky, 1340 health. They're gonna go in with the Inkswell. Gets the stun onto the Razor. He has a stick. And they realize that is not a kill. Arena completely misses, but Feeling is still going to die. Just prevents the inevitable a little while longer.
He gets a creep.
I mean, efficiency right there.
Exactly. All right. This was, I mean, I actually don't even mind that move, even though like they don't get the Razor. I think they show that they understand the importance of moving to that top tower, taking that top tower in that game. I think they got it at 20 minutes. It feels like they're gonna get it earlier this game. No bottom.
Uh-oh.
No game.
No Name has right now no game.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna make that joke.
I apologize. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know how he recovers. I think he really he would like to play Grim, but he's still not level 6. And it feels like he's just going for these moves
There's
kind
gonna
of
be
by
a
himself.
smoke with an Invis rune from the Void Spirit going for Pamplona. And the Snapfire is not gonna be saved by Mariano Close, however.
Okay. Oh, Black Soul.
Soul. That's a lot of damage, actually. There's gonna be the shards. Silence coming out from Moonlight. They're trying to turn this around onto the Tusk, but Tusk is so tanky. As now the Razor has arrived and Soul needs to Astral Step away. Moonlight not gonna be so lucky to have that ability. And PP finds that kill.
I love this move actually from Unknown. They force 5 heroes bottom. They only lose a support for that, and this is going to buy time for No Name not only to take this tower by tanking some tower hits, but also to finish that Midas that he really needs that to recover from this game.
Yeah, usually like we see Dooms being top of the net worth and be like that's where he belongs if in an even game. And right now he is the lowest of the cores. That is very, very low.
That's not great. Looks like Mariano. I don't like this TP from him. I think that tower was dead. He's just now signaling to Unknown that he's gonna be stuck here for a long time. They could even go for a move themselves, or Mariano could die. We'll see which one happens. They do have a ward here that might spot Mariano.
Yeah, they still have Doom from the Dooms.
Right, Green has 6. He actually didn't learn Soulbind yet, but has the skill point saved.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think they could go for a move here. They know that Tusk is gonna be stuck there for 30 seconds. There is no, they have most of their cooldowns now.
And there is going to be the smoke from the Dire, looking to set something up with the Static Storm potentially.
Blink
And
on
PP,
PP.
he has a Blink Dagger. Uh-oh, they're gonna go on. They want to try to go onto Soul. Gets the spear into the Mortimer Kisses and the Static Storm. That is a dead voice, but although it's gonna
False
be
Promise?
saved by the False Promise, is it going to be enough? Will be the question.
Oh, the
As
healing
he
ward.
will-
The healing ward was what they needed there.
They're gonna get a glimpse. Oh no. They found Doom again.
Rough. Still a
See,
good play. I mean,
he
he
has his
actually
Midas. He
forced.
has his Midas. Yeah, they forced a lot there, and ultimates were used from the Dire, but it feels like Infinity Esports right now are ramping up.
Yeah, for sure. They might get this tower. If they do, it's a huge advantage. But they know they don't have a lot of cooldown, so they can't really, they can't YOLO this.
Hmm.
So I actually like their composure. It definitely felt like in the first game they were not, uh, going for the standard SA YOLO plays. Let's just run at them. So I'm very fond of this. I think discipline is always needed. Ava would disagree with me, but you need some sort of discipline.
Yeah. You need to be on the same page with your team, especially about what you're doing, which
Yes.
sometimes when you get into the chaos can be difficult. Razor has a BKB finish. I feel like this Razor right now is
Ooh.
absolutely unkillable, as at the same time, Dissimulate forward misses on the Inkswell, however, Nair connects now on the Aether Remnant, but Parker has arrived and looking to turn this around, and once that Doom is so squishy. They find the glimpse onto the Oracle as well. There's no false promise for you. Only the false promise I give you is that you're going to live. And they found Moonlight as well. Now this is going
Yeah.
to be a tier 1 mid.
That was just that was hasty from Unknown. They had 15 seconds. They needed 15 seconds for the Grimstroke OT, and they just ran. Like Void Spirit went alone by himself, and because he played like that, he actually ended up putting Doom in a bad position because he's a mobile hero and Doom is not. So I think they had the right idea of being strong at that particular time, but they didn't really engage properly, which is hard because this Doom, he doesn't have a blink. Now he's considering going BKB instead of the blink. And as you said, this Razor is unstoppable. The only way is actually getting Doom before he pops BKB, or else I don't think they kill him even with that spell.
It's also, it's so
Oh,
difficult
Doom,
playing
not again.
from behind against Disruptor, as Disruptor is going to die. Jump in here by the Void Spirit, looking to go on to the Disruptor. Disruptor survives a little while longer. Astral Step will be enough to take him out. Mariano, meanwhile, took short work of the Oracle. Soul doesn't have any Astral Steps anymore, but still has to Dissimulate, so we'll be fine.
All right. Argus, though, farming pretty well. He will finish that Maelstrom. I do feel like once they actually get the shard on him, it's gonna, like, his Blade Fury with Inkswell is gonna be so massive. The only BKB that they have on the side of Infinity is Razors. So it's gonna take a while for anyone else to have it, right? Tusk is going Blink, and Mars is 3,000 gold away from his BKB. So that's a power spec they can explore in 4 minutes once Jugger can buy the shard.
It's now bottom lane is gonna get pushed in here by 3 heroes of Infinity, and with a little Shredder, a lot of minus
2
armor.
TPs, look at
And
that.
TPs immediately onto Soul. They're trying to go in with the Disrupt. Disrupt a little bit early, however, there's gonna be the Snowball. Not gonna be enough to save the Disruptor. They will find the kill onto the Oracle. Was not able to foresee that one coming, unfortunately.
That was a fun play from the Disruptor, because I really felt like he's like, guys, let's go kill this Void Spirit, but he didn't have ulti for 10 seconds. So they go for 2 TPs, but there's actually no lockdown on the Void Spirit. He still get the Oracle though, so I mean it's fine. They're controlling the mid and bottom part of the map, but that was definitely the hastiest play they did the whole series actually.
Agreed. It does allow the Doom to finally get a little bit of resemblance of farm. With his Midas, with his Devour, they will lose the tier 2 tower bottom. And that means outpost control will be firmly in hands of Infinity Esports.
Exactly. And one thing that okay, middle. They
Spear
actually
missed.
don't get the Void Spirit. But one thing I really like about Infinity's draft is that usually when you draft Razor, one of the big problems you get to is actually not being able to Roche. But having this Snapfire Tusk, Void
That's gonna be a
Spirit.
glimpse, just to be annoying.
They do have Blade
Oh,
from
the
Mariano
jump
though.
in him from Mariano directly onto Soul. And now the Static Storm on top of him. False Promise gonna be there from Feeling So. Void Spirit gonna survive a little while longer. And the double Doom coming out in the Disruptor and the Tusk. But they already used a lot of their abilities. Soul going back in so low. Will survive a little while longer. But PP makes short work of him. Moonlight, not gonna be so lucky. Is gonna be able to just
Maybe
get through a wall. But Parker is gonna make short work of him. That didn't look so bad. Until the rest of Infinity Esports arrived.
Exactly. I think the biggest problem that Unknown had in that fight is that they, like, once again, it feels like they did get the double Doom, but they were lacking damage. Like the Juggernaut, I didn't really catch it well, but he never really Omnislashed. I
No.
don't remember him being in the fight. So I think if he was there, Argus could have actually been that difference, that allows him to get a kill. And now he can Omnislash because there's no ball.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
That's gonna be now the snowball and into the spear onto this jug. They know they don't have any further follow-up damage, and he's just going to TP.
Okay. So in the first game, I definitely gave Arjus the benefit of the doubt there because the game was so hard that I didn't really mind he didn't participate in a lot of fights. I do feel like he could have done more in that last fight we watched.
Yeah. No Name is going to die. It will be an exchange for Pamplona. And Parker still going on forward now, using his BKB, going straight for the Oracle. Omnislash coming through, but the save! Mariano is going to be the Soulbind now onto both of them. Do they have Doom? No, Doom is dead. And so is Juggernaut. Moonlight, can he do it? No, Glimpse gonna be there. And he is going to die as well. A full team wipe there, as there was a nice Soulbind, but just nothing to follow up.
It was a really beautiful play from Mariano. Juggernaut was like, I just fought this Tusk bottom. There's no way he's behind his BKB Razor, but he was there, nicely positioned. Just great playing from Mariano. I'm loving his performances in both games. Actually, he's 9-1-4 as an offlane Tusk.
Yeah, looking very, very good right now. Also, Parker went for a Lincoln Sphere.
Ah. All right. That's the anti-Doom item. Okay.
If you are soulbinded as the Razor and Doom uses the Doom on you, it will get blocked and neither one gets doomed, right? Oh, they're gonna jump here onto Mars. Hold that thought. Cookie coming out to save PP a little while. And he is so tanky. 4 staff from the Disruptor. And that is a waste of a Doom. Mariano going in, making short work of the Grimstroke. And now just going to snowball. Still needs to be careful as he is quite low. Oh no, he sharded himself there. Okay, that's a good kill for the Radiant. You're not too unhappy about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the shard, is such a delicate spell to get right. It takes, in those crazy fights, you can definitely miscast it sometimes.
PP is gonna go for the Oracle, and he dead.
So yeah, you were asking about Soulbind. It does work the way you said. Now, one thing that is kind of weird with Soulbind is that let's say there's 2 targets and one of them has status resistance. If you cast Soulbind in the one that has status resistance, both targets are gonna have the spell canceled faster. But if you use it on the one that doesn't have status resistance, then the one that has will actually stay linked for longer.
Huh. That is very interesting.
But with Lincoln Sphere, it does work the way you would expect it to work.
As said, now they're gonna go into Roche. Parker going for an Aghanim Scepter next. He is so farmed. 4,000, nearly 5,000 gold ahead of the Juggernaut. Doom has a Blink Dagger, so that's good. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. Soul, the Kaya Sanj. Why did he go for the Kaya Sanj here instead of something like a Yule Scepter or Aghanim Scepter?
Because mid players are greedy players. I'm just kidding, but like I think I asked myself the same question 30% of games where I'm watching a Void Spirit, because it really feels like that's something everyone resorts to. Like you see Pops with first item Kaya Sun instead of Orchid, you know? It's just that status resistance is crazy, and Void Spirit is all about living to just do a lot of AoE damage. But I'm not saying, you know, this is this is the best item. It's just something that a lot of mid players do, and I've seen, you know, lots of carries, lots of offlaners complaining about Void Spirits with no use. We'll see if they're gonna feel the they're gonna miss that item. But I really like the wraparound.
Yeah,
They're
this
so
wrap around here with the smoke. Oh, but the stun and the arena connects onto the supports, including the Doom here. And 3 heroes gonna instantly going to die. As now they're gonna go onto Soul as well. This ward, this high ground ward, was beautiful. That was just Infinity Esports, visualizing what would be the best play for unknown team and reacting to that play before it even happened.
That was a really good ward, as you pointed out, and I mean it was a good play. But no, if they were not 12k gold behind, I still feel like that could have been a good fight. But you have this Void Spirit that cannot burst any supports because they're overall pretty tanky again. They have 3 strength heroes and Razor. That's like a super bulky hero. You know, has a strength talent, 3k HP. So they're just lacking that damage and the the damage control that would come from Doom. It's just like he didn't even cast a spell in that fight.
No, neither did the Grimstroke or the Oracle. There was still a false promise. As now they're still looking to defend the tier 2. A nice jump in here with the Doom onto the Mars. Mars gonna get 4 staffed away. Are just going for the Omni Slash, but onto 3 targets. It's not going to finish off anybody, and he deals no damage anymore. They got the kill onto a Tusk, but at what cost is what I ask you here. As they lose Soul, Parker going on forward, looking for feeling. The arena comes out, and the supports are stuck in it. Mariano asks, "Are you okay?" That wasn't a bad initiation. Once again, if they weren't 12k behind, if it was only 5k, that could have been a good fight. But it looks so rough.
I think this is why I think I preferred something like a Sand King. It's just that, you know, Doom is that type of hero that either trashes his lane or gets totally trashed. And when you're playing against last pick and you don't know the enemy carry, you know, the Ursas, the Monkey Kings, the Razors, they're scary. And if you're not prepared to play the lane like pristinely well, it can go this way. I really feel like everyone else on the side of Unknown though played much better. So, you know, that felt like a game, all things considered.
Oh, Juggernaut instantly gonna get Walrus Punch there, and Parker, he has just no fears. He has absolutely no fears. He still has the Aegis for a minute. And with the more lightning from the Thunderstrike, he is looking good.
Yeah, that's so sad for him, because if he actually didn't lose his career in that fight, he would have eggs, and I think that was 2 lanes of barracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, without the eggs, he just very slowly, even though they're that far ahead. Alright, so Unknown, they will not tap out. They will try and still play this game. And with no Aegis, you know, I'm pretty sure they could take a good fight once the Doom is back up, which should be in 20 seconds.
We have yet to see, I feel like, an impactful Soulbind Doom where at least one Doom is on a very important target. I feel like we've seen it on a semi-optimal target. And also just the Juggernaut Omnislash has been nullified every single fight so far, which cannot happen at this stage. It needs to be a very impactful Omnislash, eliminating the supports, eliminating the Mars. Something like that needs to happen for Unknown Team. And they certainly have the opportunities or the capabilities to do so. Oh, in the mid lane, Soul gets the Astral Step away. And Dire is afraid to chase into this as Radiant has vision around here.
That was so good by PP. He's like, I know this guy's a greedy bastard, and he's gonna go for these creeps, and he gets the perfect spear out of the dissimulate. I
Now
mean,
that...
that's why those players go Kaya Sanji though. He survived because of the status resistance.
Mhm.
So, it does allow you to cup waves and like team fight in a way that no other item gives you.
Parker, he now has not only the Aghanim Scepter finished, also the Refresher Orb is finished. And there are the Lightnings to come out. That's going to be the second set of racks. And with the Lotus Orb, he is well and truly protected.
What a lad. He's so strong.
Doom, he is desperate for his BKB. He's 250 gold away.
I mean, he's gonna take it. If Infinity is gonna play safe and wait for Roche, they will have that BKB. Ideally, I think they should smoke once BKB.
Yeah, there is going to be the smoke here from Unknown Team, but Juggernaut still dealing with the creeps in base. They're trying to set something up in this bottom lane. Uh-oh, feeling?
Okay, drops a good ward.
That's nice, that's nice. And yeah, going back, they see Mariano here and Pamplona. They know the rest of the team is right around as well. And some good vision established for the Radiant. This could be a fight for them, but now the counter smoke from the Dire. They are looking for a fight themselves. Basher finished on the Jug. They're looking to go onto Parker here, and Parker already dead. Dire, do they still want to take this fight? PP has shown himself. BKB gonna go for the supports. Oracle has the Fate's Edict. Will still die to Mariano. They get the kill onto the Grimstroke as well. At the same time, Soul and Arceus going on the supports of Infinity. And this looks like an even trade. An Astral Step gonna finish off the Snapfire. Triple kill for Soul. That is, given the position that they're in, that is a very good fight. Especially starting off with a kill on the Razor.
See, guys, never give up. That was, that was just very good play Dota. They got a couple of wards. They were patient. And Infinity, they were the opposite of that. The Mars went by himself. He actually broke the smoke with the ward in the stairs. And that allowed the Jug to react. And they just got a really good fight. By the way, Roche is going to spawn in 8 seconds. So if Unknown is quick, there might be a world where they Roche. But it's not going to happen. But they can still contest Roche. Which, the important part is not giving it away to Infinity.
Yeah, like a fight like that is not going to happen if the Razor has an Aegis.
Yes, for sure. That's the counter to Doom in many ways.
Oh, feeling has been caught.
Oh yeah, actually, I don't know why I said Roche was spawning. It was actually the other spawn timer, but it threw me off. I apologize. But, I mean, it looks like they might just try to go high ground because they know there's no Doom for 40 seconds.
There is still Omnislash, and I mean, Juggernaut, he is the most farmed hero on the Radiant. He does have a Basher, Maelstrom, Sunshine Yasha. Some damage is going to come out from him. The Razor, they shred through these buildings.
Few Eyes of the Storm, though. That's the question.
Yeah. That's going to be the spear coming out onto the Jug. He's just dead. He doesn't have buy. That's gonna be Megas, and this might just be game. PP jumps on forward. There's gonna be a BKB coming out from the Doom, but no name. What are you gonna do? You don't have Doom up for another 5 seconds. Finds the kill onto the Snapfire. Static Storm gonna be dropped onto Soul, and GGs are gonna be called as Infinity Esports. It took a little while longer in game number 2, but they looked dominant throughout this series. Absolutely dominant.
Oh, most definitely. I definitely expected Infinity to be a tad better. It feels like they are very much, at least today, better than I know. I think their drafting was on point. the way very few times we saw them overextending. They just understood how to camp certain parts of the map. We saw them with like really good wars that, in a different game, unknown with that last smoke gank when they wrapped around top, could have completely changed the tide of the game. And also some inventiveness, right? With this Tusk offlane with the Snapfire. I think they're looking really hot, and a lot of people, I think, consider the open qualifier teams for Division 2 being, the favorites to actually climb to Division 1. But I think Infinity, they want to say otherwise. They think that spot belongs to them, and they showed it this game.
Yeah. Now that is going to be it for today for the South American lower division. Infinity takes it home 2-0. Bowie, it was the first time that we've cast together. It has been a pleasure. I hope to do more with you.
So much.
And if I want to hear more from you, where can I find you?
Oh, thank you so much for the plug. So on Twitter, my handle is D2Bowie. I also have a channel, Dota D Bowie, which I have not been uploading a lot, but I am definitely going to start doing that in the DPC. So check that out as well. Thank you so much for having me, aponzeus. You're such a kind person, and we do have at least two extra games casting together. So that's gonna be really hype.
That's going to be very hyped. That's going to be on Thursday. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. South American lower division as well as upper division is going to be coming back right on this channel. So stay tuned for that. See ya there.
Yeah.